Hello, my name is Sterling Bacot, and this presentation is an extension of the Speech Act theory. In this presentation, I will introduce the Speech Act theory, critique the theory, and then present my argument to extend the theory to make it more applicable today. What is the Speech Act theory? A speech act is an action performed through speech. Speech Act theory explains how messages express speakers' intentions. It widens the concept of meaning to include the expressed intentions behind utterances. An utterance is a type of speech and is the Speech Act. Utterances do more than reflect a designated meaning. They are forms of action designed to get things done. The Speech Act theory recognizes that words do more than inform or convey information. Speech creates action. In the Speech Act theory, there are rules that speech acts follow. The rules. Speech acts are understood because they conform to certain rules. Two classes of rules govern how speech acts should be performed and understood: constitutive and regulative. Constitutive rules identify what an act should look like. Regulative rules provide the steps or processes necessary to perform the act. They also tell listeners how to respond. The Speech Act theory consists of three components. These components are called acts. The acts are as follows: locution, the making of speech sounds. This is the literal words of the speech sounds, such as, "It is hot." Elocution is the meaning of the speech sounds. "It is hot" could be interpreted as, "I'm not cold," or "Could you open a window?" Perlocution is the action that the listener takes in response to the speech sounds. So when a speech act is given, the listener responds to that. The speech act which is associated with a given sentence is assumed to be a function of the meaning of the sentence. The article further explains this as that part of the meaning to which the speech act relates is referred to as the force. For example, a sentence has a particular force when conveying a request, a command, or a promise. Now we will take a closer look at the heart of the Speech Act theory, elocution. The central concept or notion of Speech Act theory is the elocutionary act. To perform an elocutionary act is to do such a thing as making a statement, asking a question, or issuing a command. There are 5 components to elocution: assertives, directives, commissives, expressives, and declaratives. Assertives are statements of truth. An example of this would be, "I like eating grapes." Directives attempts to get the hearer to perform a task. "Go clean your room," for example. Commissives commit the speaker to some future act. "I promise that I will take you to the store tomorrow." Expressives intend to show the speaker's internal state of being. "Thank you for coming." Declaratives make something true by declaring them as such. An example is marriage. "I now pronounce you husband and wife." In saying this, you bring the marriage into being. A speech act is not fulfilled until its elocutionary and perlocutionary intents are understood and the listener responds accordingly. The impact of the Speech Act theory has had a major impact on communication theory and research. The theory of coordinated management of meaning focuses on the ways in which communicators rely on constitutive and regulative rules to coordinate their actions by constructing meaning at several levels. Conversation analysis includes several forms. Speech Act theory is basic to most conversation analysis within the discourse analysis tradition. These two theories developed from the Speech Act theory. The criticisms of the Speech Act theory are globalization, advanced technology, and one-on-one. As the world globalizes, people are interacting more and more with different cultures and people who do not have a complete understanding of each other's languages. This theory does not address miscommunicated meanings caused by cultural differences. We also have advanced technologies now that they did not have before when this theory was first introduced. Since then, as the Wikipedia for this theory states, technology has found many uses for this theory. For example, computational speech act models of human-computer conversation have been developed, and speech act theory has been used to model conversations for automated classification and retrieval. With advanced technology and globalization, it is now possible to send one message out to people across the globe who bring their own understanding to the table, and this message is not received as was intended. This theory fails to address beyond a one-on-one interaction and how this affects the speech acts. The speech act theory has also been used to an advertisement for cars and other things. The extension of the speech act theory, I would like to extend this theory to include speech acts and groups. I would add the construct of group speech acts to the theory. This would address how two or more hearers interpret the intended meaning of the message and how they resolve this conflict if it is understood differently. It also addresses multiple speakers and how a hearer responds when giving conflicting messages. When there is one speaker and multiple listeners, they are presented with the exact same message in which the speaker has one intention. However, the listeners may interpret the speech act differently and respond differently because of this conflict. In this instance, the speaker would then have to elaborate and give more speech acts to settle any confusion. When there are multiple speakers and one or more listeners, the listeners are given multiple messages and may interpret them differently based on which speaker gave which speech act is more beneficial to the hearer themselves, or on many other restraints. To resolve this issue, the speakers would have to become a listener for one another before addressing the others. Here are my citations for the speech act theory video presentation. Thank you.